All right. So we've come up on this one. So somehow, let's just switch this up. This is a new. This is live. This is Truman A. Legend reporting live for the with Strowman Trojans in an undercover escapade of the Anopity family, the Wanabe and the Wanakin, Salam Hawa, as we investigate the ingoings of Turtle Islands disguised as America. Undercover chiefs searching the land for criminality actors. So what will we have here? Sometimes the parasitic behaviors have come to the point where they now walk as socialites. Needing, and here's the worst part. It's just like there's nothing wrong with it because when the body can't process certain things, then you go back to the stage of where you were. Babies don't process food too well because they don't have the experience to go along, nor you can't feel it for the certain things because they can't move it off on the ground. Henceforth, why some babies gotta drink some kind of fluid, babies gotta use the other kind of form. Okay, you will form from what you are. So this is Stan Lee. You know what I'm saying? That's who wrote this. This is how long ago? You know what I'm saying? Grandma Madison. So here you go. When it was written, don't know. But we talk about this is Stanley in the room with people talking about, what are we going to do this week to explain how things are. Okay, so that's what they're doing. So that's what this is. So I just had to get my digital copy because this is how I wrote. I'm going to get this to my little baby who used to just run around here and just run amok with me, making me laugh in the middle of all my shit, realizing the blood I have is ridiculous. It does some funny shit. I'm stingy. The worst part is I'm not stingy. I'm very generous to my friends. But if you are not, and if I'm not getting out of this, oh fuck you. The other part is I'm very intelligent because nothing makes me forget. And there's no slick shit you can pull that I won't analyze. If it's slick, it moves faster than I think. Oh man, I want to know how that works. I get interested. That is the part that I find interesting. Okay. Now remember, the Black Panther he's like, oh, y'all got a problem finding this motherfucker and dealing with it. Just go up and he's like, I just killed it simply. Just befriended it and killed it. That was very simple. Here's this all the problem. Then going in like, yeah, y'all bullshitting with this. I'm not. You want to keep running around because it's like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to run around and do that shit, like, yeah, you keep playing with him and you trying to make it all perfect. Like, I ain't got to be perfect. Just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. All right? So he's like, blah, 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 blah. Now, here's the part where it gets interesting. When they're talking about people who squander this family and fortunes and inheritance of now meaningless titles in the jungle, when wartime and all of that, when you start seeing shit like this, them titles really don't mean much because you don't have to be forced to do nothing to get that. You can barter, the things of this nature, right? So they like, hey, we bring it to town, you know what I mean? Boom, look what they bring in. Read this shit. Look at this. Look at this shit here. My dad is a 58, my mom's a 60. Look how much that shit's worth. You can get a stack. This is a 1932, 35, 51, 61, $750 for a fucking penny. For a goddamn penny. Now you see why people's getting metal detectors and trying to find that shit. Do you see why a copper comes up on a metal detector but a nickel and a lace in it? When you do when that doesn't come up, it's because of the Kamali will do to the ally, the agreement with the environment. Other things will phase out like Marty McFly. A lot of these motherfuckers didn't earn that shit and they misogynically sick and sent it off of this shit and just kind of just sat there and waited for everybody. That's just like, and then here's a proper explanation on vampirism. I was like, oh shit. See, this make it sound pretty decent, you know what I mean? And like, he probably telling the whole truth about this shit. She like, oh yeah, do you fly? Do you drink blood? He's like, no, that was just like that, like, one time that one dude, everybody in there has a noble title, you know what I'm saying? She's like, no, he's like, it's actually a disease. He's like, I ain't there, I just need something other than that. I'm just fine, ain't nothing wrong with it. Nah, I get it, that's how I get it. You know what I'm saying? Some get it through touching, energy, being around. Some people said the hell with it, I ain't going through that because that do make you sick. They'll throw it through like auras and shit like that, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? I recover very quickly. So it's like innocently, I could be in the den of that shit and walk around. It's like some of them like the steady heartbeat. Some of them just enjoy the smell. I have to certain people smell they like it. Cause inside mine is basil and all this other shit. When you look up magic, that's what it is. And if I'm hot and sweaty, oh yeah, they like it. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing. If you go around a girl and your nose up, you can't help yourself. Same rules apply. And that could be nothing but him actually with a high level of feminine. So I think they like iron deficient. I think iron's girl. And zinc is a boy or it's the other thing. So that's how you even choose your children. She lower the thing that she is, he raise the thing she is. And then slowly you come back together into agreement, boom, catch the right vibration, bam, it's a baby. And it's an awesome baby versus you just, as like they say in the playoffs, you got a shit record and you just back into the playoffs. And then next thing you know, you don't know that this is the universe talking to you. So you start calling it like bastards and whatever the fucking saying to get on your nerves. When your shit don't turn out right, understand you fed the wrong thing. It doesn't matter when you feed it. You fed it. Right? It's a very simple concept. Right? So they like, oh man, like, see, princes, writers, shit like that. See, that's a sign. I don't give a fuck about that. That's what it is. So we like, why you ain't just rip them apart? He's like, let me just enjoy, the culture. And that's not what happens when you befriend the guy. It's the culture, it's the feel, it's the vibe. It's like if you've been doing it long enough, you savor the moment. You wanna. It's like when you first really get into a nice state, and you seal that bitch right, and it's heated up enough. You didn't had enough of that, hemoglobin. And you like, how can you eat it like medium rare? And you like, shit, try it, and then you really put your teeth into a nice cut of it. And it's like, well, there you go. That makes you a vampire, bro. And if every living thing is vampiric and parasitic, you can put a graph on a piece of fruit and a room with another piece of fruit. And if you cut that piece of fruit over there, that piece of fruit know that piece of fruit got cut because they're communicating. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing for water. So if everything has a level of an intelligence and it does its job in the station, then it does its job in the station. And like you said, I just have a thing where my body does not process things the way yours does. Nobody processes the same thing in the same way. But if you have a line of it processed in the same way, let's just say in an oxygen-rich environment, that would make certain people's blood more valuable because of the way it processes elements. Very simple. So it's like, I don't be wanting to hear people's shit because, bro, you can't do nothing I do. Shut the fuck up. It just makes you very simple. But if you want to play some vampire games with me, I could drag your ass in front of that robe and you know what I'm saying? We can, you know what I'm saying? I can get big money for you. You know what I'm saying? Nice change. Or I can just teach everybody how to feed off you. You're just trying to do me. And that's the part about being intelligent. And then look how you talk, you know what I'm saying? Very loquacious, very alluring. You use the effect of being nominous, overwhelming. Same thing. That's women do it all the time. You get overwhelmed with this shit. You feel me? And look, there goes the invitation. And it's more about the pursuit than the end. You already know the end. Mm-hmm. Like, you're more and more smart than you think. Yeah. It was very pleasing. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't, hey. Old wine and new skin, new wine and old skin. What is that? What does that look like? Ta-da. Ta-da. Do you see how some of these people wholesale fucking frauds? Do you see how they came up in this world? Look at this shit. Airline travel. Look at this shit. Look at the fucking certifications. Look at this shit. You hear me? While meanwhile, look, cash out. Cash out. Look, Fugazi is not new. And this is actual blade coming. Like, what in the fuck? Like, I did not know this shit was that old. And I'm like, oh. So this is Stan Lee telling children about things that that are real. You think they're fucking not. And you don't know a person that's like that. Iron deficient. They gotta go to the hospital to get transfusions and shit like that. Okay. Do they have to tell you that? But do some of them try to do weird shit to you? I mean, some of them basically some, decent people. Like, maybe you born that way. Then you got the convert, and that's the overzealous ass motherfucker that don't know how to deal with shit. That's like, you can't be a poor person and get rich shit. It's gonna turn you the fuck out. Then you think you deserve more than what you put into the pot. That's not how we eat. And that's you ignoring protocols and you putting the spoon in your mouth, then you putting it back in the pot. Now the pot is a big ass thing of what's in your mouth. You understand what I'm saying? If that was the case, I could have just, kissed you in the mouth and got it over with. But who want to eat a big pile of hot ass your mouth? I gotta go because I gotta get to my baby.